Good morning and welcome to Unity Center of Pittsburgh. I'm Robin Walsh. I'll be your service leader today. For musicians, we have Lucy Clabby and Mila Shadle. Yes. And our speaker will be Stephanie Charles. If you would please join me in reading our vision and mission statements like you mean it. We envision a spiritually awakened world flowing with divine love. We are an inclusive, loving, growing community dedicated to teach, inspire, and practice positive spiritual living. Now, let's sing.
Stand and move and sing with us. We're going to sing True in the Light together to get us energized on this beautiful Sunday morning. What's true in the light is true in the darkness. Though sorrow is real, we won't let it break us. So we sing in the night and trust in your promises. You're true in the light and true in the darkness. Now more than ever, keep me tethered. The pain I feel has come to steal the truth that's been my anchor. Wild winds are shaking my foundations. Give me strength to stand against these doubts as they come flooding. To put my hope in what I know instead of what I'm feeling. What's true in the light is true in the darkness. Though sorrow is real, we won't let it break us. So we sing in the night and trust in your promises. You're true in the light and true in the darkness. My emotions are useful, but they're not gospel. My troubled mind is sinking sand, but you are ever faithful. Unshakable, unbreakable, your love will keep me stable. What's true in the light is true in the darkness. Though sorrow is real, we won't let it break us. So we sing in the night and trust in your promises. You're true in the light and true in the darkness. You're my true north, you're my compass. Holy Spirit, come and lead us. Be my rock, Lord, in my weakness. Holy Spirit, come and lead us. What's true in the light is true in the darkness. Though sorrow is real, we won't let it break us. So we sing in the night and trust in your promises. You're true in the light and true in the darkness. Oh, you're true in the light and true in the darkness. One more time. You're true in the light and true in the darkness. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And let's join in an opening prayer. Breathing in freshness. With every inhale, reminding ourselves that this is a new moment, a fresh beginning. a moment we have never had before and never get again. Lit from within, even as a song reminds us when things feel dark. Bringing with fearlessness any places that seem dark into our awareness so that they can be flooded with light, acknowledged with compassion, and held with faith. Together we share our strength, and so it is. Now it's time to light the Christ candle, reminding us many people, many beings, one light connecting within. If you want to join me in reading our unity principles. God is the source and creator of all. There is no other enduring power. God is good and present everywhere. We are spiritual beings created in God's image. Therefore, the Spirit of God lives within each person. Therefore, all people are inherently good. We create our life experiences through our way of thinking. Through prayer and meditation, we increase our conscious contact with God, bringing forth love, wisdom, health, prosperity, and everything good. Knowledge of these spiritual principles is not enough. We must live them. I was in a hurry to jump away to all people being inherently good there. Now, let's sing again.
We're going to sing I Am, if you want to help us invoke this one. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night, a perfect thought since time began. Holding all of us, its power in my hands. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy, forever blessed where I stand. I am made of the stars in the night, a perfect thought lakes of truth and joy, forever blessed where I stand. I Thank you, everybody.
The daily word is beautiful. My open heart discovers beauty all around me. I see beauty in soaring mountains and rolling hills, in majestic forests and kaleidoscopic, and in vocal mishaps like that is beauty. In kaleidoscopic fields of wild flowers. I hear beauty in music, bird songs, and the laughter and conversations of people in fellowship. Searching beyond my senses, I discover a greater depth of beauty. The mundane items and landmarks I may take for granted take on a deeper beauty when my memory fills them with meaning. My dear ones become even more beautiful to me when I pause to remember our fondest experiences and the love that binds us. I move through each day and my mind and my heart are open. Now even the most ordinary items, places, and circumstances become more and more precious and beautiful to me. And all of us, with unveiled faces, seeing the glory of the Lord as though reflected in a mirror, are being transformed into the same image. 2 Corinthians 3:18. And if you would join me in reading our affirmation 3 times to give it a chance to sink deeper together. My open heart discovers beauty all around me. My open heart discovers beauty all around me. My open heart discovers beauty all around me. And let's move into a blessing for the children, bringing into our minds, our energy fields, all the children everywhere on the planet, and our internal children still within each of us. May we know the beauty of each child, including the one within. May each child be forever aware of their own beauty. May they guide us in reminding us of the beauty of everyday things and the world around us. And may we envision them held, protected, guided, loved. Forever I am and forever. As the first song said, what's true in the light is true in the darkness. May all children have that spark of awareness at the moment they need it. And so it is. Now, it's time for any prayerful intentions or requests you might have. There are prayer slips in each row on the backs of seats. If you have something you would like to turn over to group prayer, please go ahead and fill out one of those sheets. It could be an affirmation, a positive change. It could be something you're concerned about that will be lighter for you when it's shared with others. As you hold the slips or fill them out, or just sit in contemplation and awareness, bring any people and situations into your energy field. Envision the highest good unfolding, even if we can't fathom how it's happening or what it's supposed to look like. Have that faith in the highest good. And let's sing to cement that feeling.
Opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. Opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening.
These prayer slips will be collected later in the service when we collect tithes. Now, if you would join me in a meditation, I want to do the zeroing out technique that I did last month to give people more chance to get familiar with it or familiar with it at all if you weren't here. Quickly, you can keep your eyes open and follow along, don't worry, but just so you have some idea of what's coming. This is something developed by a hypnotherapist who also does EMDR and EFT, freedom technique to help clients. You'll be looking at your fingers. If you can keep your eyes closed, you'll be holding your fingers in front of your face at certain times. And when I say open, you'll imagine you're like a camera lens, just flashing your eyes open and shut. We'll go out of order. That's part of the trick on your mind. We'll do 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, and 0, which will be a fist. And when we do the 0, we'll say power. The first one, you'll be tapping with one finger here. Then the second one, you'll be tapping 2 fingers above and below the eye. The fifth one, you're patting yourself on the back, and I'll keep talking you through it. The third one, you'll be tapping under your lip. The fourth is a karate chop, like you're chopping through things you don't need. The fifth, the 0, is just a fist gently rubbing over your heart center, and then power, right? So to start, think of some situation that you would like to feel more accomplished at, staying grounded, having a positive response, difficult situations at work, if anyone else has those, tricky people, places where you may be struggling and trying to get better with patience and staying grounded. So think of that first. And while we're doing this, go ahead and close your eyes, tap with your index finger in the middle of your forehead, and say with me aloud or silently, I am going to change my thinking pattern. I am going to change my thinking pattern. I'm going to change my thinking pattern. Now hold that one finger up in front of your eyes and blink open and shut. Now 2 fingers above twice and below twice, the opposite eye. And as you're doing this tap, picture yourself doing this effortlessly. Picture your calm, your sense of being grounded. your thoughtful response, your ease. As much detail as you can. See your easy, joyful navigation through this situation. And hold those two fingers in front of your eyes and blink open and shut. Now take your whole hand and pat yourself on the shoulder. And imagine a mentor or several mentors saying, "You've got this. I believe in you. You can do this." Just encouraging you. Standing there, cheering on the sidelines, smiling. Full faith in you. Now hold all 5 fingers up in front of your eyes and blink open and shut. Now 3 fingers tapping under your bottom lip. As you make a commitment to only have positive thoughts and positive words about the situation and how you handle it. A commitment to catching yourself in old patterns and to flipping it around. Not that you're not acknowledging the reality of the situation, but that you're looking at it and speaking about it and thinking about it with the faith and trust of a positive, right, joyful, grounded experience. And you will speak and think about it in only that way. Hold your 3 fingers in front of your eyes, blink open and shut. Now, all 4 fingers, you'll karate chop your 2 hands together, just above the base knuckle where they join your palms. And while you're doing this, imagine you are cutting through all the crap that might get in your way, cutting through any negative patterns that you may have formed in the past, the old ruts your brain automatically goes in, the traps you have fallen in the past, your worries, your lack of faith in yourself or others, just cutting through all of it, effortlessly, just chopping it away. Seeing brilliant beaming light coming through that new space, filling your heart and your whole body. As it all clears, then holding those 4 fingers in front of your eyes, blinking open and shut. Now taking your whole fist and rubbing over your heart. Use whatever affirmation speaks to you in this moment. Could be all things work together for good. It could be, you are my shepherd, I shall not want. Could be, we are divinely guided. Whatever you like. And repeat that as you gently massage your dear, sweet heart. Sealing that in. And holding your fist in front of your face, when you blink open, keep your eyes open and say the word power. Ready? Blink. Power. There you have it. That was developed by Bo Sebastian, if you want to check his work out more. And now we have a terrific song, a solo, for everyone to sit and enjoy.
Thank you for taking us through that. Now, I'm in a great place to receive this song. I'll have to receive it as I go. But I also loved that the daily word today was beautiful. I feel like it really complements the message of this song, which is a special song that is one that I'm sure you're all familiar with, so if you want to sing along, please do. It is What a Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue. for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days and dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The color of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky. It's also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Lucy and Mila. This service was created for you today to uplift and inspire you. Thank you for your generous donations to help support our spiritual ministry. And now, for our talk, Stephanie Charles, who has been working with the Akashic Records for 20 years, is going to talk to us about an ocean of love. Stephanie.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I never prepare myself. I have the records open. They'll guide me, so what comes through, just so you're aware. But I do want to start out with a story that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I have a grandson, he's 4 years old, and he said, I watch him every Monday, and he said, I would love for you to get a bicycle so that I can ride a bike with him, right? And I can feel it now, all that joy, and I was like, oh, my 4-year-old, he would love to ride bike with me, 57 years old, you know, woohoo. So I said I would do that, and a week went by, and he said, when are you going to get that bike? When are you going to get that bike? And I said, you know, I do have to. But I had just taken 3 weeks off, had FMLA, my mother's very sick, and I wasn't going to spend $150, $200 yet. But I had this vision. I went online. I saw the bicycle, went to work a few days later. My daughter was with my mother, and I called her, and I said, there's a free bike right around the corner from where I live. It's exactly the one that I envisioned. Go check it out and see if it's good. And it was. And so I'm riding bicycle with my 4-year-old grandson. Yeah. The point of that story is not the manifesting part. The point of that story is the joy that you feel for the universe to shake and move, to present in your life more joy. That's the ocean of love, and that comes from your heart. Years ago, when I first started on this path, I met a woman in a session who desired to feel love, who wanted to know what it meant to love someone. And the answer I received was that she reads romance novels, right? Everybody has their thing. And so I had said to her, when you read your romance novels, don't you feel love? Don't you feel this passion? Aren't you part of that story? And she said, yes. And I said, well, that's not the book that's giving that to you. That's coming from you. Everything on the outside brings forward what you already have within you. My grandson did that for me. He's a reflection of me. The books did that for her. So when we look at this world, and this is why the word ocean of love is so important, this whole world is nothing but love. That's what we are. That's the foundation. No matter how we look at this world, no matter where we stand, what judgments we might make, the better thing would be to discern, do I want to go down this path, or do I want to go down this path? Do I want to hang out with this person, or do I want to hang out with that person? You want to discern. You don't want to judge. You guys said it. Everything is created by God. Everything. In the Bible, it starts out with, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was good, and God took from the Word. So there can't be anything but God here. Vibration, we call it today, right? Sound. Do any of you listen to anything that Greg Braden talks about? It's perfect what he is right now sharing. Have you guys watched his talk about the heart? Right? So that's where my story with my grandson, Jackson, comes into place. I didn't have my heart. I'll explain in a moment what his technique is. I didn't have my hand on my heart to put my awareness here, to feel gratitude. Because it's my grandson, that joy comes up automatically. But if we have a hard time feeling gratitude, and this is old knowledge, is to get your mind, and we'll do a little practice, to get your mind into your heart set. Use your hand to put your awareness there. Because one of the things he explains is that we have, what does he say, 40 million, something like that. You have neurocells, brain cells right on your heart. And science today tells you, your heart tells your brain what to do. But we're taught the opposite. So we have to come out of that thinking into the heart thinking. And so the world is a reflection of us. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of opinion. There's a lot of, well, it's like two worlds. There's a birth happening. We're past the pains. There's a birth happening, and you guys are a participant of it, right? And so if you go into a gratitude state just once a day, twice a day, not only are you doing yourself a whole world of good, of creating your life, of how you look, your perspective changes, how you look into the world, how the world is reflected back to you. But you have the ripple effect. And there's these ripple effects that you don't even see. They don't stop. You throw a pebble into a lake, those ripples eventually you don't see them, but they continue. So that's how much power you have. That's how much power of love you have. That's how much power of God's love you have, because that's who you are a part of. So what Greg Braden says is that when you go into gratitude, from a physical standpoint, you're actually boosting your immune system. You're feeling better, you're boosting your immune system. And he explains that science doesn't understand it at all, but that you have to hold on to that for 3 minutes, and that has an effect and will last 6 hours in your life. So do that in the mornings and do that at night when you go to bed. You just created a nice circle for yourself. But the other thing that happens is there's an energy, you're touching onto a language that's yours, right? It's your language. It's your heart language. We learn from small on to think. But it's your heart who dominates your brain, who says this is what you need to do, who directs it. It's an instrument. And we're not taught. So we want to bridge it, we want to do. This is great to write out a check. This is great to make lovely decisions in your life. Right? This is great to make sure I paid my mortgage on time. This is the language that says everything else. It's also the bridge that opens everything else. You guys, I was sitting there and, we envision a spiritual awakened world flowing with divine love. This is like your inner world. Then you take wings and you go straight up like an arrow. This is so symbolic. This is beautiful. And that's in all of us. So if my grandchild brings that forth, and the thing I want to also say about that is, I did not manifest a bicycle with awareness. So if I do it in an unaware state, just imagine what we can do when we are aware. Does that make sense? If we are aware, then we can create changes in this world, and that's scientifically proven too. Your whole group, I don't know if you guys felt your shift of energy as you were singing and then you're doing your prayers, how it got higher and higher and higher and higher, and you can still feel it. Well, that has an effect which is scientifically proven too. There's been prayers done for entire areas, and crime has gone down. Crime has gone somewhere else up, so there's things that we need to learn, right? But in these areas, things have changed. So if you do this, and this is where I feel from the record keepers of all the years that I've worked here, that ripple effect is what matters. That's why we focus on our life with the knowledge of knowing this goes outwards. And we're not in perfect thought all the time, right? Or we may not believe because it hasn't worked for us, right? Or we don't know how, or mind gets in the way. And one of the things that you can believe or have faith in is that those universal laws were not created by us. So you can have faith in that even though you may not believe. They still work. You can have faith in that we didn't create this world, thus this world is perfect. We're in it, right? Be in this world, but not of this world. Isn't that what he said, right? Of this world is when we're all emotionally attached. Oh my God, let's not vote for him. Oh my God, he could win. That's of the world, and now we're part of the problem. But if we're in the world and we're observing, and we go to our tools, if we go to our practices, right, your EFT, if we go to those practices, then you're putting the ripple effect out there. You become the ocean. You become more than just that wave of an ocean. And each one of you is a wave, right, on the ocean, but you're the whole body of water. So there's power in groups, but there's power in the individual too. And so don't be disappointed if you're like, oh, it doesn't feel like when I go to my congregation or my group or my friends, right? When we connect, it's amplified, but it's there when we do it by ourselves as well. And so that ocean of love is inside of you. You're not bringing it in. You're bringing it out. It's like when I started on this path and in the community in Pittsburgh, oh, let's bring the light in. No, the light is within you. Bring it out. It's out there, but it's already in you, right? And so this heart language, this ocean of love, he calls it heart talk, but it's a pathway, right? It's a pathway, just like here, going upwards. It's a pathway to go beyond of what you think your limitations are, because you have none. You have no limitations, right? It's what do the Buddhists and the Hindus say? It's Maya, it's an illusion, you know? So if you guys close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath and just feel what the room feels like to you right now. And then take another deep breath. And put your hand where your heart is. Find that space. Find that something you feel gratitude for, that makes you feel good. If there's no gratitude today, there is something that, though, makes you feel good. Connect with that and let it grow. Focus on that. Feel how you feel that in your chest, in your heart, and how it spreads. Everyone found something. Every one of you is connected. Feel how the room feels now. What shift took place? Just let it flow. Okay, and you can take a deep breath. You can open your eyes when you want to. Can you feel that shift? It's a different shift. It's a different energy. That's what you share with the world. Every time you have a moment of happiness, that's what you share with the world, whether we are aware of it or not. Every time you're angry, that's what you share with the world, whether we are aware of it or not. No right or wrong. We just want to learn to discern, what do I want to contribute? It was years ago, I was going on the Veterans Bridge, and this thought was given to me. Back then, and I'm sure now, I just don't come into Pittsburgh that much at this time, plenty of homeless people, right? And when my heart says, hand them money, I follow through with that. It really doesn't matter if it's my last $5 or whatever. I follow through with that because it's my heart talking. And we all know that feeling is that urge we feel we need to. And so I was on the Veterans Bridge driving of how blessed I am in my life. And to do an act like that, any act, but it happened to be homeless because I was going over the Veterans Bridge, that I'm passing on the blessings that I received and that there is no end in sight to blessings. We cannot turn that off. The only reason we turn it off is when we go here and we're no longer here. And that's when things go wrong in our life, right? So it's our awareness that needs to open that door to remember, oh, go down here, just do the practice. Even that practice brings you back out of the sleepwalking, is how the Buddhists say we are sleepwalking. The Hindus tell us we're sleepwalking through life. We're not awake. But these practices make us awake, right? Greg Braden and I would tell you that you guys are all a little bit younger before we did that practice, and your immune system just got boosted. It's kind of a nice thought, isn't it? Yes, I agree. So if you do that twice a day, just imagine what good you're doing for yourself that ripples out into this world, right? It's a good thing to do. So many of us want to do more than we think we can, when here in a very private moment, you are impacting in a very powerful way the world. Your neighborhood starts with your neighborhood, right? Goes into your town, goes out into the world. You matter. You matter. We have elections coming up. People worry. I don't watch the news too much. My mother loves the news, though, so it's not like I can be out of it. And I used to be very involved in it. You matter. It's not about saying I want Biden or I want Trump. It's about saying, let me give them my gratitude. Let me give them my love, right? We look at Israel and we look at Palestine. It's not about saying who should win, who is right. It's about let me give them my love. Let me give them my gratitude. Because both sides don't exist in the first place. It's all a foundation and created by God. So we don't have to take sides, right? We have to go to the core, what we refer to as the light within all of us. But we get involved in this world. This is not fair, right? This is horrendous. And then we also bounce back and forth, right? Go that middle path. Give what you have. If it's my grandchild that brings up these lovely feelings, then that's what I pass on. What that is in your life doesn't matter. That ocean of love, opening those doors and letting it flow out to have the impact, that's what matters. That's the only thing that matters. You sing your songs, right? Everybody feels wonderful in here. They sing with you, right? I watched you play your guitar, right? You're getting your cues. You're doing your thing. You're sharing. So the strings of your heart are exactly the same thing. Sing your song because we all have our tune. Does that make sense? Right? We get stuck, though. We get stuck in a pattern of thinking. I want to be right. That was one of the best things that was ever said to me. Stephanie, do you want to be right or do you want to be blessed? Right? Do I want to be, well, I want to be blessed. Then I forgot about that for a whole year, and then I heard the phrase again. I was like, damn. Right? That's how strong our mind is. I want to be blessed. So I have to move and shake things, and I'm going to fall off that wagon. And so you discern and you just get back up. You do not judge yourself. Because then you close your doors, right? I keep falling. But that's what life is about. That's what life is about. And Thich Nhat Hanh, he said it beautifully when I said about the waves. He said, we are all waves on the ocean. And then you go under the ocean and you discover we're all about one body of water. So we have many bodies in here, but we're all connected. We're one. We're not even connected. We're one. All striving upwards, not forward, upwards, above. So this world is a challenge, but that challenge is meant for you to become more. Actually, to discover that you are more. Right? And we doubt ourselves. We're the worst. We just doubt ourselves. And yet we're so beautiful. We do beautiful things. We do horrible things. But that, too, is a matter of perspective. This is me personally. I always think that what's really happening here is God is dreaming and he's evolving through us, through this whole world of creation. There's an evolution taking place, and not just my personal one. This is God's evolution. There is no end in sight, so it can't be wrong. It has a foundation, you know? It has a foundation. And so God is awakening to God, right? The divine is awakening to the self. But in the meantime, the divine has certainly never, ever forgotten who he, she is. That's why they call it a play, and it is. And this is the other best thing. You are the actor, you are the stage, and you are the director, and you are the audience. Right? So when we tell ourselves things like that, we change our perception. We change our neurological thinking. We create new pathways, right? Those pathways are important. The old ones don't go away, but the new ones become stronger. So positive thinking, you know, if we call it positive thinking, you know, all the children is what you said, you know. We want them to have that all the time. We want them to have it in those very pertinent moments, as you put it, but we want them to have that all the time. I watch my grandchild, no filter with kids, right? No filter, none. And the whole world in the beginning is new to them. And so you get to explore it with them instead of saying, no, 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 no. Oh, this is how you should be, right? No, you participate with them. They have to learn boundaries, but they learn that on their own very well when they drop right off that bike, you know. They push you, right? So you choose how you're going to express those boundaries. But the whole world to them, and my grandchild is 4, is not new anymore, but he's like one with it. Right? There's no, oh, I can do that later. No, that conversation goes all over the place, you know? And it's instant. What is this? What is that? Go to the grocery. What is this? What is that? Look at this, right? He's with it. He's in a flow. And so we learn from kids. We learn from kids. It's not the other way around. We've forgotten. We learn from kids. We help direct them. They have to maneuver through this world ultimately because society and schools, and we have this very decades and centuries of thinking of how life should be. There's an aspect we cover up in them and they have to refine it. But if you initially help them with that discovery of keeping who they are, then their ocean of love continues to flow. It'll be easier for them, right? We've become a very materialistic world in lots of ways. You know, somebody else would have said, oh, but that's not a brand new bike, Stephanie. That's okay. I'm riding my bike. I'm having joy, right? So are you guys aware of, I'll finish with this. Are you guys aware of Neville Goddard? You know Neville Goddard? Look him up. Neville Goddard is probably the one person who brought the Bible much closer to me in a very mystical way. And he talks about our imagination. You use your imagination to create because your imagination is the speak or the place is the God source. And you want to understand how important your imagination is. If somebody didn't close their eyes and think of the wheel would have never been invented. I wouldn't be riding a bike. You wouldn't be riding a car, right? Life would still be harder, quite a bit harder. So the imagination came up with the wheel. Right? Even if it was a rock they saw, it was the imagination who saw the potential. So in today's language, we call the imagination the 4th dimension. and that all potential is there, and that you have like 2 lives. But that's all nice and good. You know, the 4th dimension, I'm not necessarily there. How do I access it? Well, my imagination is what's all that you need. The simpler, the better. And how he explains it, and this is actually how the record keepers have, I have a whole drawing on this. This is the best way to create, not just your life, the ripple effect that has that effect. You imagine it, you put your dream out there, you know it already has taken place, and you feel it. It is not your job, not your concern, and not in your control of how it happens. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do, right? How it happens. And that's where faith comes into place. There's believing that leaves room for doubt, and then there's faith. They're 2 different elements. And so if you use your imagination with your heart, maybe you just see a beautiful dove on the earth for peace, and you feel gratitude for that. Then you had an effect. Maybe you don't find something to be grateful in your life right now, or it's hard at the moment. Then go the bigger picture. If the world is more peaceful, well, then I might be in a bit of a better flow. We can find something to dream about, right? Me riding my bike are good feelings, and they go out there. And every one of us doesn't have that potential. Every one of us has that power. Does that make sense? And you tell this to other people, because we have to share. We have to share. We are the power. As a people, we are. As an I am, we are. Right? As the light, we are. So I just wanted to say thank you for having me and allowing me to express this. And I'm happy to be in this ocean of love within this room. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Stephanie. It does feel great in here, doesn't it? Now it's time for our prosperity practice. We continue to grow and manifest prosperity in infinite ways. If you're joining us for the first time today, maybe you're online, please introduce yourself in the chat or in person after the service. Also let us know. We can give you a little packet with some Unity information in it if you would like. And right now, take out your tithe. If you've already given online, just imagine it's there in your hands. Imagine yourself as part of the circle. I like to think of the sun and the rain and the earth and the seed growing into the fruit tree and everything giving to everything else. And suddenly there's a peach. And you can just walk over and pick it off that tree. Yes. So let's be part of that circle of giving and growth. And please join me in saying our prosperity prayer together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful for peaches and other things as well. And now, our ushers will collect prayer slips and any in-person tithes, and we'll sing a song to seal that gratitude in.
We're going to sing thank you for this day, among other things. Thank you for these peaches. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my help, Spirit, thank you for my help. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you.
We have a few announcements. First, we're having the Pittsburgh area ARE group is having a potluck picnic. It's Sunday, July 21st at the home of Doug and Judy Knuven. You can find information about that, more information on the website. You just bring something to share and enjoy the research and enlightenment with the KC community. Now, Marianne Hackworth would like to come up and talk about a new book study.
Good morning, everyone. So great to be here this morning. Thank you, Stephanie, for the wonderful message and for the music, and just being in this energy with each and every one of you was so powerful. We're looking forward to having a book study starting this Wednesday. And it is the study of this book called Discover Your Divinity, A Modern Guide to Affirmative Prayer, which, as you know, the foundation of unity is using the power of our thought and our word affirmatively to manifest, to create our life. I'd just like to share one statement, one sentence from the authors, who are two unity ministers, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt and Deanne Weir Morency. But I just wanted to share this statement. Affirmative prayer invites us to speak from our divine nature and to tell the truth to our human circumstances. I think that's a really awesome definition of what affirmative prayer is. So this class, we're going to do one chapter every week, and we're going to have a discussion, group discussion on it. And what the cool thing of it is it's already built into the book. At the end of each chapter, there are reflection questions or thoughts or ideas that you could take home with you. And I say that because sometimes people travel in the summer, and I know that you might be worried about missing a week or whatever. It's going to be a 10-week-long book study, one chapter a week. And don't worry if you are going to miss a week or whatever, you can't make one, it's all fine. People have asked me whether they should wait and buy it here, but we don't have copies here. You just need to go online. And if you Google Discover Your Divinity, A Modern Guide to Affirmative Prayer, you will be led to not only the Unity website that has it on sale, but Amazon. You know how that happens. There's multiple ways to order something online. So I hope to see you at 6 o'clock on Wednesday if you can make it. I think it'll be a very powerful... 6:30, I'm so sorry, 6:30. 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It's an hour and a half here in the sanctuary. Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. There's also going to be forest bathing and a breakfast with Ronnie and Donna on August 10th, a Saturday in Frick Park, followed by breakfast at a local restaurant. Again, more information, and you can RSVP online at unityofpittsburgh.org/events. Now let's sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Now there is peace on earth.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with thee.
The light of God surrounds me. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you, and have a wonderful week.